What up everybody, it's your girl July from Kickback Tutor. Let's get into this Gunna tutorial. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, start with the melody. I've been using Melody Sauce a lot. You can get the VST version, or you can alternatively get the Max for Live version. The VST version looks a lot prettier than the Max for Live version. Just a warning, but I do have the Max for Live version, so I'm just gonna drop that in. I have it in my favorites over here under workflow, Melody Sauce. And I just have a grand piano here. This grand piano is in the factory sounds that come with Live. Just gonna pick the key here. My favorite key is D sharp, so I'm gonna pick that one. And for the speed, I'm gonna keep it on fast, and I'm gonna transpose it up 12 so it's higher. Then all I have to do is click on one of these buttons here. So light, simple is gonna correspond with the column and row. So I want it to be dark and complex. So I'm gonna click on this middle button here. And I can keep clicking until I get a melody I like. So I'm actually liking this last one that we did, so I'm gonna get rid of these 3 here, and I'm gonna go in and edit it and add the notes I would like to add. Alright, cool. I'm gonna turn the metronome on. So I don't like the timing of it at all, so I'm just gonna select these and change the timing. Gonna hit Command Shift and U to pull up the quantization options, quantize options, put it on 1/8. Let's move this over. Okay, maybe more like this. There we go. Let's do something like that and keep it in time with something. Move that over. Okay, cool. So I like that. I might drop these down like that. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is change the preset of this. Grand piano is great, but it's just not tickling my fancy. I don't know why I said that, but I said it. So let's go ahead and choose a different instrument. I'm just going to right click, double right click so I can bring up these menus. If you don't have these menus, I'll drop a link in the cards so you can learn how to get these menus programmed. Let's go ahead and go for Electra X. Replace this grand piano. And we're going to go into my free preset bank, Venomous. And we're going to pick a bell. Let's go with this bell right here. Gonna bring down the volume. And we all love RC20, so let's add RC20. I also have that programmed into this menu here somewhere. no noise. I could add some more space, just a little bit. There's already reverb on the preset, but we'll just add a little bit more from RC20. I already have an EQ here cutting out the low frequencies so that when my drums come in, it won't be too muddy based off of this bell sound. So let's go ahead and also add a low pass filter to cut out that air sound. Alright, next thing I'll do is add my hi-hats. Now, I already have a hi-hat in my template programmed, like I think a 1/8 step. So I'll just bring that down in volume. This is slice notes. This is gonna allow me to slice my notes up. You need Max for Live to use it, so if you don't have Max for Live, you'll have to do it the old school way. Let's duplicate this a couple times. I'm gonna drop my tempo down a little bit. Let's go for like 113-ish. 114 is cool. And let's switch up these hi-hats up here. Alright, I'm gonna use slice notes here. Split this 4 times. Three here. Alright, cool. I'm gonna leave the hi-hat pattern just like that, super simple. Let's go ahead and start to add the 808s. Here, I'm just gonna grab the Spins 808. Once you have your 808 selected, you gotta find the key. So I usually just make sure it's armed and it receives my MIDI when I press my keys. And it's at a C, so I don't need to tune it. Otherwise, I will make sure it's tuned to C here in the transpose section down here. And we're good. If you don't know where this tuner is, you're going to go over here to the left hand side. Audio effects. It's going in alphabetical order and tuner is right here. So you just hit a note and it'll tell you what note you're playing. The compressor isn't doing anything right now, so you can basically ignore that. Gonna press B so I can get the pen tool. And the beat was in D sharp minor, so let's continue to make the beat in D sharp minor. Hit this little headphone icon so I can hear the notes when I place them. Keep the 808s real sparse. We're gonna fill out some of those spaces with kicks. So here, I have the rack kick already in my template, for now at least. And I'm just gonna place it here. And let's turn it up because we already know we need a knock in. can press Command and 2 if you want to make the grid smaller. It's Control on a Windows. Command 1 will make it, sorry, I said that backwards. Command 2 will make it wider. Command 1 will make it smaller. Control on the Windows. And Command 3 for triplets. Alright, let's go ahead and grab a snare. It's a collection I created so that I could find the samples I like really quickly. Again, the lows are already cut out. Alright, let's add a couple accent snares. Just typing in snares in my go-tos. Let's put this one here. Grab that one. Alright, cool. So for the first snare here, let's figure out where we want to place this. Gonna change the length to 4 so I can get a longer pattern going. Again, already cutting out the lows. Let's hop into the second snare. Turn it up a little bit. Again, we already got an EQ in the template to cut out the lows. Change the length here to 4 for that longer pattern. And we're gonna complement what we did with this other one. So what we can do, this is snare 2. I'm just gonna rename it real quick so we don't get confused. What we can do is select this one, just click on it, hold down Command, and then click on the other one. We see where the other one is placed. Control on the Windows. I forgot to hit play. Wrong one, so what we're going to do is go up here and click on the bar beneath it. So this is snare 2. Alright, let's turn down snare 2 a little bit. And let's add a second 808 pattern. So I'm just going to hit Command D, Control D on the Windows, and duplicate this 808. Just going to delete the pattern. And let's actually find another 808. The reason I duplicated it was so that my tuner and compressor is already there. Let's go with the Zaytoven 808. You can find this literally anywhere. Reddit, Splice, Loop Cloud, you name it. And let's also rename this 808 too. And I'm going to move this down here so that it's not playing. Create a clip here, length to 4. Zoom in. Whoops. Holding down Option and scrolling up to zoom in. It might be down on the Windows. We need to make sure we check the key of this also, so let's do that. I'm hitting C and it's playing C, so we're good. Command 2 to make this bigger for me. There we go. Let's see what that sounds like. So I like that. But instead what we're going to do is duplicate it. And we're going to get rid of it right here so it's only in that one spot. Now we have two different 808 patterns we can go back and forth between to switch the beat up. Let's add an open hi-hat. Hit B to grab the pen tool. Let's see where I want to place this. I like how that rides. Alright, another thing I would recommend is when you have two different 808s, they might overlap each other when you start to switch patterns, and I'll show you that in just a second. Right now I'm going to copy down these patterns to the second scene so that I can switch between the different patterns, different 808s. Let's hear. And you might run into a problem with your 808s and have them overlapping. I'll show you what that sounds like and then I'll show you the fix. Now you might have heard at the end, just right when those switched, there was a little bit of mud from the 808s overlapping each other. So what we do to fix that is we come in, click on this first 808, and you're just going to put it on classic mode. Then down here, we're going to select all of these notes, Command A or Control A on the Windows, and just hit legato. That way they only last as long as the MIDI note goes. Same with 808-2. Select those, hit legato, and then come up here, double click, put it on classic mode. Now watch this. No overlap. Alright, what I'm going to do now is add one more melody. Just going to duplicate Electra X. Alright, and then with Electra X, I'm going to choose a different sound. Instead of Electra, I'm going to right click, twice, double right click. And let's go with Serum. In my free Serum bank, let's grab one of these bells. It's called Atomic, the Serum preset bank. And let's switch my focus so I can play the right instrument here. This is gonna be perfect. Alright, let's hear what this sounds like. Hear this by itself. Okay, they're really similar, so what I'm gonna do is go inside of this clip, select all of the notes, and pitch them up. And then what I'm also gonna do is double right click in a little space, and let's grab a halftime. You can also do it here, whatever works for you. Halftime. Took RC20 off that one. I also want to add Effectrix. Let's hop into my free preset bank once again. Paraphrenia. And let's try one of these presets. I like that vibe. It's like underwater type feeling. So let's listen to what it sounds like. Bring down the mix level on halftime. Okay, I'm gonna hop in Serum and change the preset. Okay, I ended up changing the preset to Sightsee in the Atomic preset bank. It's a lead, and I also want to go into Effectrix and take off the vinyl effect. And the X loop at the top. There we go. Still turn it down a little bit. Last thing I would do is lay it out. So that's how you make a Gunna type beat in Ableton Live 10. Let me know what you would like to see next. It's all culture. Kick back and cook up.